Alright, hi. So, yesterday this thing arrived. This is the MN-99s model. It's a Defender D90, probably a copy from a 1985 model of the Defender. It really looks nice. There's a caveat. This is not my first RC, but this is my first RC after I think more than 20 years. And so I wanted the Traxxas TRX4. That's $500, and I was like, well, I know myself. What if I didn't like it? And so I was looking for a cheaper alternative to start off, as with most people. And I found this one. It's very good, although it's not 110 scale, it's 112. Um, Let me give some first impressions and fresh look at this. So this is the only color that it came with in the MN-99s. I think that's the S. It's probably a silver version, which is great. I like the color. My wife likes it too. And the texture, okay, the color is it's not slick like in a really plastic toyish car. There's some texture on it, so it's great. Looks nice, especially these four rivets. um, this I would like this to be kind of like an over fender, with the screws on it, but it doesn't. But then the good thing is it comes with the black one, so that's fine also. Okay, what does it feel like? It feels like a toy. It is a toy. It's a toy grade, and I know some people rig this up, and that's probably what I'm gonna do. And but then it's fun. I tried it yesterday in my small backyard, and it was working nice. It's crawling definitely. I didn't measure the angle, but it was crawling on rocks and some. If you have a fresh battery on it, it can even bash. And I've broken some stuff already. This hood that opens up is held by two tabs, plastic tabs, that clicks on that. I don't know if you can see it there. Let me hold my camera. Alright. Okay. So this is my leather workshop. Anyhow, so let's see some lights there. Okay. So those are the two tabs that would snap on here, and it broke. It's closed like that, and it went on a nosedive, I think, and hits this part of the hood, the nose. And as you can see, there are some scratches now, which is fine. I have no intention to baby this thing. It's meant to be bashed on and used. And so now it's not holding up in place. So my intention is kind of like a Bugatti style. With this is, by the way, real leather. That's one of my hobby and business also. But anyway, a Bugatti style that I can maybe strap on this and this. And I think I have a small buckle somewhere. The smallest I have now will not fit because it's not scale. It's just too big. So I'm not gonna use that. So I'm probably gonna use this and find some, I don't know, some way to snap it. I have several options here, of course. But yeah. So what else is new here? Well, not new. Some of the things that I tried to do yesterday and I will share with you now are some modifications I did. Okay, first things first, this thing arrived, okay, before the vehicle did. And so this is the metal shaft that I ordered separately, and this thing also arrived with the car, and it's meant to be here, and it's nice. It's metal, but the design of this is meant for the aftermarket, a bumper, metal bumper that they also sell. I don't know if I'm gonna use that, so I was looking around my shop yesterday, and I have a lot of this because I use it for my framing. This is seafaring, yeah. Usually for wall studs or ceilings. And I was like, so I cut this in the length that I think I can use. So it's like, maybe I can, fashion something like that. Looks like an older type Jeep here in the Philippines. Very ghetto. I mean, I could paint it or I could just polish it, make it shine a little bit. And at the same time, if I cut it correctly, I could also have the guard there. So it's a bumper and a guard in one. Maybe I will do that. Okay, that's one option. By the way, this one is also good because I can make a skid plate out of this, instead of buying one. So this could just be a skid plate and I'll just make holes in it. And it will look like the part. You can put it on the sides there. Of course, this is not clean, but yeah. So, and then another thing that I did, let me another mod that I did yesterday was the tire mod. Wait, I weighted the tires, so to speak. Sorry, I don't have rigs for my camera and all. Okay, let me just hold it. So these front tires are weighted, and I will show you how I weighted them. Alright, I can just find a way to make this work. Alright, so here we go. Let's take it out of the way. So let me take this one out. Something in it. So this one and the right one, I weighted this with you can see that's electrical tape, but inside the electrical tape are just thin wires. In the Philippines we call it sampayan. Sampayan, alambre, that we use for clothesline. Well, a lot of houses we don't. A lot of houses use it for clothesline, so it's sticking out there. I went to full turnarounds here. I don't know how it weighs now. I have a weighing scale somewhere. I don't have a micro weighing scale. I have a luggage digital weighing scale. I hope it can kind of sense the difference between the stock stock wheels, and this modified one, and the other one also. But it's heavier than the stock. And I was trying out, but I didn't video it. I was trying out the stock one climbing on an incline, and true enough, it's falling off. The front is lifting off. Although in this vehicle, this is kind of good because they have the hood there and the batteries on the front, so you have some weight on the front already. But you need weight. You need unsprung weight. So the best way to do it, even in real cars anyway, to weight your car is not to weigh it on top, because then that will be sprung weight. Your suspension will carry that weight. So the weight that you want would be after the suspension, the shock absorbers. And so the best would be the wheels, of course, or the axles. These are plastic axles with metal gearing here. This is the MN-99, but you can go ahead and buy a metal axle housing, so that will also add a sprung weight, which is cool. So that's what I did with this. I didn't want to buy those like weight wheels, the lead ones, uh, because I don't want to buy it. I don't want to spend money on like weighting, and there's so many options to weigh this thing. I was even thinking I have a brass collet there from somewhere, I don't know, that I can probably cut out and make a ring out of this, or something inside that I can put this one, as long as it's balanced, then yeah. And so right now, I just kind of did it by feel. I just made 2 turns here and 2 turns on the other one, with 2 or 3 times of electrical tape to hold it in place. And it's holding in place anyway. I mean, I haven't used it that much yet after I made this. So, by the way, the wheels here are very, very soft, which is good, I think, because it can really climb. But these wheels, as you will find in some reviews also, they do come off. They're not. But the good thing about this is, after I put some of the electrical tapes there, I think I I have some here on the bead of the rim, and it kind of you know stuck in place better, but it's not ideal. So you have to find a way to make sure that your tires are going to stick to your wheels. So that's one of the things that I did. Another thing that I did here would be the steering link, which also came before. Yeah, so I have those steering link. Now they're not the best, because I think they are made for WPLs, which I understand are much narrower, and so this is almost on the edge, as you can see. Let me show you. I can. All right. So this one, it's almost, because I think it needs about 12 millimeters. This is the plastic one that came with it, and you just have to shave off the studs going through, and yeah, and even here it's not, you know you can see it's not the best. So I'm thinking of modding that out, made of like metal rod, maybe stainless metal rod. And the pump steer that they call the pump steer is still present. I haven't eliminated it yet. um, the advice is to get the servo mount that sits on the axle. That's about, I don't know, 200 pesos or something, maybe. But then that will take probably another 2 weeks to arrive here. So let me just play with it for a while, and let's see. And then, as I showed you earlier, one of the things I did last night, actually, I tried to figure out how to install this metal drive shaft. I replaced the plastic drive shaft, but I haven't done it on the front yet, which I will try to show you here, because it's not easy. I have to grind it off and grind the metal rods off from the original, and these metal ones are a little bit longer, but it's supposed to be better. And so to pry this off, you just need to you take this out here. Maybe I will do it now. Okay, but okay, on another video. I think this is taking too long. So that's my first impression of the MN-99. The controls are toyish. No question about it. It has some control with the throttle. You can kind of see the proportional steering also and the proportional throttle, but it's not the best. I mean, I haven't really used a professional or a hobby grade controller in this past recent years, but I know for a fact that they're much better, I think. Of course, the one they use for competition, but this works. It's a toy grade, so unnecessary. I am not a fan of like design for design's sake. I want simplicity, and this is too big for me, but then too light anyway. So this is just for the handle and stuff. I saw one that you can take this thing off and this thing off, and at least it's portable that way. But yeah, so this is the Defender D90, and out of the box, by the way, the suspension is not that bad. The shock absorber is not that bad. As you can see here, it has some flexibility on it, and it's all stock, by the way, and it's not as bouncy as I thought, especially with this one because this is weighted already, right? So it's not as bouncy. Some bounce, of course. On the rear, it is more than the front. Maybe if I weight this also. But yeah, so all in all, now let's click on the side. Anyway, I think, and with that, like what the Top Gear would say, let's end this video.